Classifying drug addicts as criminals and simply locking them up is not a practical solution. What is gaining merit is in treating drug addiction as a disease. At the moment, an alternative drug, methadone, is being used to treat heroin addicts to slowly reduce their dependency. However, this process isn't something that can be cured in just 1 or 2 days, on top of which there aren't government laws implemented to track addicts' mandatory treatment of this. Is reducing addicts' dependency on the drug the real solution for Taiwan? Let's find out more in our report.
After giving a case number and submitting fingerprint confirmation, this nurse distributes 35 cc of methadone, which is a Class 2 controlled substance.
Long ago, I would like to quit drugs, but I would take more and more. The most that I could take at one time is 120 cc.
This individual has been taking drugs for more than 20 years, trying Class 3, Class 2, and Class 1 drugs, such as heroin. Abao has now been using methadone for 3 years, with her monthly bill being just $30 after she drinks 1 glass is equivalent of 4 or 5 injections of heroin. And at the same time, it reduces her use of needles.
At that time, my boyfriend was incarcerated, and when I went to see him, he told me that he had been infected with AIDS. This really shocked me.
Sharing needles has led AIDS transmission to escalate, with the Ministry of Health and Welfare estimates showing that 862 people had the disease in 2003, growing to 1,520 in 2004 and 3,400 in 2005. The simple reason was sharing needles. Beginning in 2006, the government launched a methadone replacement therapy. At present, there are 76 medical centers in Taiwan providing this service.
The FDA provides these drugs for us to apply and distribute after making regular checks to see if the physician has the relevant license and has undergone relevant training and education, which needs to be updated annually.
To treat lawful addiction, there are many options, such as DSUD, which contains buprenorphine, which is a pill placed under the tongue. If one regularly reports to the hospital, drug addiction patients spend about $116 for a prescription, which is the equivalent of $1,300 worth of heroin. While drug substitution therapy is legal and cheap, why is there still a drug addiction problem?
The current concept is that addiction is a chronic disease and that they have a psychological problem that needs long-term stable treatment. Therefore, the methadone treatment can help them stabilize their life.
In
fact, the criminal world is in control of almost all these drug markets. In order to reduce social problems, we undertake so-called medicine treatments for what we now call a disease.
Drug addiction is like a chronic disease, as one can only slowly control and stabilize the condition. Therefore, patients will need to seek help from psychiatric addiction clinics. At this stage, patients can't be tracked as another crisis emerges.
I see a lot of my friends taking methadone when they have no money to buy drugs. When they are out of drugs, they simply use methadone. Some people really want to change and they start work and can't stand the pain, so they go and take methadone.
Chen Kun-sung is in his early 40s and is now the owner of a waterproofing company. His face has a long scar from his wild youth. He wasn't just a drug abuser, but one who also trafficked drugs and who has been in and out of prison many times, has been clean for 7 years now.
In fact, it is a kind of dependency. You obviously know that when you are in prison, there are no drugs and you don't think about it. But that's not the same as the outside, where you can find a friend who has some. But when you are in prison, there's no way to do drugs.
While he continues to do hard labor with income less than what he earned before, Chen Kun-sung continues to be pragmatic and proud of his victory over drugs and says he now has a happy family. To overcome stress, drug addiction arises, but it can be a fatal attraction.
5,400 years ago, the Mesopotamian plain, where Iraq is now, they started large-scale cultivation of opium crops. These drugs cause both pleasure and pain and has led to a group of addicts needing treatment.
From ancient times to the present, people use drugs as a stimulant to help them achieve pleasures and escape their troubles. But when the drugs wear off, cravings continue, and one needs to indulge in rehab. Nowadays, medical treatment can't completely solve the problem, as it may be as difficult as losing weight, a psychological war that is hard to win.